Nvidia claims that they shipped out twice as many units than the actual 40 series. But the statement is false, because I'll tell you why. When the 40 series was released, it was only the RTX 4090 that was released. Then the numbers still don't really add up. Everyone who did attempt to go purchase a RTX 4090 did not have the same exact issues as they did with the RTX 5090. Sure, the RTX 5090 and the 5080, they sold out very quick. It's because of low stock supply. So this is just Nvidia playing their marketing game. A lot of you out there more than likely wants to know when Nvidia's stock supply is going to get back. I have news for everybody out there who is trying to get the RTX 5090 or the RTX 5080 or any of 50 series in particular, especially if you're in an area where there's not really any micro centers near you. The stock supply will resupply after they have the recall. If you're not familiar with Nvidia's recall, they actually had to call back 90% of their resupply that was supposed to happen this week. But unfortunately, we don't see anything anywhere. You might see some trickling of some stock, but it's not going to be a lot. Again, only 10% of their stock made it out. It was reaching up to 150 degrees on some of these GPUs, so they had to recall them to look over these ports to make sure that they are working correctly. So it has to go through quality control, and you would think for a $2,000 to $3,000 or even $4,000 GPU, that would be the thing that they would check the most, is the fact that it's supposed to be Nvidia, it's supposed to be top tier, but we're still running into problems like this in 2025. But most importantly, how about AMD's RX 9070 XT? How about it? How about their supply? It was quite amazing, wasn't it? They had a decent amount of supply, even though they sold out online and it seemed like it wasn't as good as everyone thought. Even in Europe, they felt the same way, that it didn't seem like they had as much supply. You went to a lot of these brick and mortar stores, these physical stores, they had a decent supply of RX 9070s. Hopefully you were there for that live stream when we figured out which RX 9070 XT that we received. If you want to check it out, I will have a new video posted on it, or you can check out the live stream where I unboxed it. But getting to the point, AMD's 9070 XT did so well, it outperformed Nvidia's 50 series in sales. A survey by Computerbase involving approximately 4,200 readers revealed that 60% of the purchase of the RX 9000 series GPU, while only 25% opted for the RTX 50 series. So what does that tell you? It tells you that AMD was 100% correct. There's going to be doubters out there who will still stick with Nvidia. And rightfully so, I can understand them because they were always top tier. But this is the reason why AMD was right. 85% of gamers do not want to purchase a GPU that's well over 700 USD. It just doesn't make sense. Why do you want to buy a GPU that is worth more than your rig? It makes absolutely no sense. In fact, the build that we're doing now will vastly undercost a 3500 GPU. So it just tells you that it is a bit out of control when it comes to the GPU market, especially when it comes to Nvidia's RTX 5090. I highly recommend checking out the RX 9070 XT. It's quite an amazing card for the temperatures, and you can even undervolt it. And I gotta say, you have to admit, AMD took 2025. It's not only because of the supply, AMD's aggressive price strategy worked, has made the 9000 series particularly appealing, priced at $599 USD. Of course, we're not going to get those prices because you have the AIBs where they can push it up as high up to 1,000 USD, but most people bought around the $600 to $800 range when it came to AMD's GPU. Some of you may feel like it's not worth it, but again, that's something we can discuss live. The biggest issue Nvidia faced, of course, was their lead supply that was more stocked than the RTX 40 series. That's hard to believe, because if The 5090 had 276 GPUs sent out across nationwide to micro centers. That's just a very poor stock supply. And if the 40 series was less than that, that is very hard to believe, because I could remember how easy it was to get RTX 4090. The best part is the RX 9000 performs so well that it's competitive against the RTX 5080, and it's even competitive against the RTX 4090D. Not in every single game, but in some tests. And it certainly surpasses the RTX 4080. So why not take advantage of a RX 9070 XT? Especially, you don't have to worry about any flammable issues, because you haven't heard any in the news melting, have you? So if you're wondering about AMD shipments, the demand is also high for them. There has been quite the controversy when it comes to these tariffs, because allegedly when it comes to a second shipment, some retailers were caught marking off the tariff price, or just kind of like a fake price to make it look like that there was a price reduction in the GPU. It's just a nasty market out there, especially the used market. If you are to purchase a brand new AMD RX 9070, it should be held fairly. And hopefully AMD will hold true to their word, because they also said that they want to make sure that you purchase your GPU at a fair price. Now, to go back to Nvidia, Nvidia's RTX Pro 6000 Blackwell is going to be released, and it's quite insane. Wait till you hear these specifications, because it's going to be on the GB202 architecture. It's also going to have 24,064 CUDA cores. So it already has well over 4,000 over the RTX 5090, and you have 752 tensor cores. On top of it, what's even more insane is the VRAM, because it's up to 96 gigabytes of G7. Also on a 512-bit bus. Of course, this GPU is going to be designed more for professionals, and more than likely it's going to be priced in the $8,000 to $10,000 USD range. So if you were to get the GPU, for those who are also interested in AI models. Now, believe it or not, the wattage is still 600 watts, and it still has a single 12-volt high power port. Now tell me how crazy that is. AMD is also going to have a RX 9060 that will be releasing sometime soon, which I will go over in another video to explain a little bit more. They are going to have a RTX 5050, as ridiculous as that sounds, and an RTX 5060. But let me just go over the RTX 5060 so you have an idea of what type of specifications that you're facing. Now, you got 8 gigabytes of G7. Okay, I know you want to laugh, because I want to laugh right now, because that's kind of ridiculous, right? And this is on a 128-bit bus. It's going to have 3,804 CUDA cores, and on top of it, it's going to only require 150 watts of power up this card. So you take away DX9 and you take away PhysX, what do you really have? A useless GPU. Sure, they're going to try to price it fairly in their eyes, which is going to be $299 USD, but is it really worth it? Imagine how quick it's going to outdate itself. As I brought up an example, just as if GTA 6 was going to go on PC, you can imagine it's not going to run at GTA 6 very well. Sure, you can make an argument that it's going to run on consoles okay, but are you going to get a PC to play a console version of the game? Fam guys, I hope you found this content very useful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Hopefully, I see you there at the live stream. I love talking to you guys, really, because I have to tell you, if you haven't joined the giveaway, please do. I want to personally thank everybody who is part of the FamBam to make this possible, because I couldn't do it without you guys. Much love to all of you. Also, if you're not part of the Big Wonderful FamBam, please join us, because we could always increase the fam. Just go down and hit the subscribe button for more, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Anybody you know that wants the more GPU information, please share this video with them, and also make sure you follow my X handle right here. FamBam guys, what are your thoughts about Nvidia and AMD currently? Which one are you on the fence to get? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chris Mizo, signing out.